All right. Well, thank you for being on this call this evening. I hope that the information that you hear will be good and will be worth it, and you guys will get a lot of good stuff from this information. So, can you hear my son reading in the background?
Not really.
Tammy says yes. No. I hear some yeses. No. Is he
Yeah.
almost done, dear?
It's okay.
Well, I don't want you guys to hear that over. He's reading to Todd downstairs. Okay. So we're going to talk tonight about host coaching. Some of you may already be experts at it. Some of you, may already feel pretty good about it. But I want to share with you just some tips and stuff on how to make your parties as successful as possible. And like I said at our meeting on Sunday night, the very first thing that is super important. Do I have feedback? Is it echoing? Or is that just on my end? I hear echoing. Okay. Is calling your hosts. Okay, so that is really, really, really important. I cannot emphasize that enough. I would not hold a cooking show without calling and talking to the host first. And so it's a really good idea to do that with your virtual parties as well. Okay, and it doesn't have to be that long of a conversation. What I'm going to do this evening, I know that some of you may have been on the Crushing It Virtually. I know some of you may have already went through all the posts and saw them, but I know several people didn't. So over the next few weeks, what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of take an area of that Crushing It Virtually and focus on that topic for the week and really kind of dissect and figure out how to make, you guys have successes in all different areas. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip the screen over for now, and I'm going to share with you a couple of the videos and stuff that she shared on Crushing It Virtually, just to make sure that everyone has seen it. Because now all those posts and stuff that were in there, we put all together on an Evernote file, so we can kind of go by subject and kind of really focus on certain areas, that we may need to be working on in our business. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen, and then I'm going to share with you a few of the different things that I think are really important that she said that day. And then if I do it a little bit different after I show it to you, I'm going to talk about, how I do it a little bit different maybe than she said. And either way is fine, but I'll kind of share with you some different stuff too after I share with you some of this stuff. So I'm going to share the screen. Okay. All right. So the first thing that I want to share with you is this live host coaching video here.
Hi everyone, I'm Vicki Utek, and today I am going to be telling you guys and sharing some tips with you guys on host coaching. One big thing with host coaching is, of course, you want your host to be engaged. If she is not engaged, you're not going to have a paycheck, I'll tell you that much, and she's not going to earn any host rewards. She's not going to come back and probably want to have another virtual party, or maybe even another party. So it really starts with the host coaching and getting her engaged. And one thing I can tell you guys is pick up the phone. If you're doing your host coaching by texting or by messaging, that's something that you don't want to do. You want to pick up the phone and actually have a conversation with that host. And one reason you want to do that is you want to build a relationship with her. That host, she could be your next recruit. So building the relationship right away is worth it, definitely. And then another thing is, by getting her engaged, sometimes they don't know what to do. So by talking to them on the phone, you're going to relay the message more than just by going back and forth if you were messaging or texting. Another thing is, if you are picking up the phone, she's going to hear the excitement in your voice. You know, how you want her to earn, you know, the host rewards, and what are you thinking about, you know, getting. That's all part of it. That's all really, really important. I created a host coaching checklist, and I think it's great. When I call the host, I just pick up my checklist through each topic that I want to talk to her about. So I will share I created a message, actually a phone call that I'll share with you guys in the video today, and then I'll share my and then I message her different graphics to add to the party with wording, and I will share those with you guys as well. And then at 5 p.m. Central, I will set up a Zoom call. So for anybody that has any questions, you can join that call at 5 p.m. Central, and I'll answer any questions for you. See you soon.
Okay. Can y'all still hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay. So basically that was her just kind of saying, you know, that you need to pick up the phone and call your host. The next video that I am going to show you is that how she said that she was doing a host coaching call that you guys could hear. This is her actually picking up the phone and calling one of her hosts. So if you want to have, you know, some paper to write with, so you can write down some of the things, the keynotes that you want to remember that she says. And this is a video of her actually calling one of her hosts and what you would say on that call if you were host coaching them. So I'm going to click on this and show y'all this.
Hi, I have a host coaching checklist that I go through with each host before their party starts. So I am going to let you guys listen to what I say when I pick up the phone and call my host before her party starts. This host name is Barbie. We're going to give her a call. Hi, Barbie. This is Vicki with Pinkwood Shop. How are you? Great. Thank you for taking time out of your day to have a call with me. It's not going to take long. We're just going to go over a few party details to help you have a successful party. Wonderful. I'm going to send you wording and a graphic that you can add to your personal Facebook wall a few days before the party starts. So I will message that to you. You can just copy and paste and then add the graphic as well. And then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to send a private message. You can text, you can call the guests before adding them to the closed group. That way it's more personal rather than them just getting added to a group. And then you also will want to over-invite. And when I say over-invite, it's like if I have a cooking show for someone and I always tell them over-invite, add 40 guests. And they look at me like, 40 guests? 40 aren't going to fit in my house. Same thing with the online party. Over-invite, add at least 100 if you can. Because what's going to happen is not all 100 are going to end up joining the party. Correct. And then do you have a wish list started yet? Wonderful. What products? Great. Super. If you haven't created an account yet, you'll want to do that. And the reason why you want to create an account is because you're going to be able to get out to, it's called the host dashboard, and you will be able to tell once you reach 200 in sales, you will be able to see what your host rewards are. And then also you'll be able to check what you're at for guest sales. You'll get an email before. Right. You'll get an email when your guests place an order online, and I'll get an email too. So that's how I know to go into the party and to thank them. And then you'll know who ordered. It's not going to tell you how much they have spent, but if you log in to your account, then you'll be able to see what you're at for sales. Wonderful. So paper orders. You're passing the catalog around to everyone, and think of work. You take the catalog to work. You just don't want to, let it sit on the corner of your desk, because if people don't come over to your desk, they won't know that you're having a party. What you want to do is, let people know. If you can pass it around, pass it around. If you have a break room that you can put it in, still let people know that it's there. But pass the catalog around to everyone, neighbors, friends, family. And when you get a paper order, you can either go out into the party link that's in your closed group, or you can call me directly, and then I can add the order for you. And then if you have a guest that makes out any checks, so don't have them make the check out to me, because if you have them make the check out to me, by the time you mail it to me, I get it, take it to the bank. The party is almost over. So if you have a guest that makes out a check, have them make the check out to you, and then you pay me with your credit card for their order. Same thing if someone gives you cash, you just keep the cash deposit into your account, and then you pay with your credit card. And then your order will need to be submitted the day that I close your party as well. And we will have a phone call the day that we close to go over some closing details. And then as far as shipping, orders shipped to you are $5.25. If people live out of state, out of town, they can still order. They can go out to that link, and their order can be shipped to them, but there will be an additional charge. And the most important thing about an online party is you as the host being engaged. Just like if you had a cooking party at your house, if you would sit in the bathroom the whole time, what would happen? The guests would leave. Same thing with an online party. If you're having the online party and you're not engaged, you're not commenting, it's going to be the same thing. They're going to leave the online party. So by being engaged, you want to like the posts, comment on them, take your guests in the post. If I post something on baking or grilling or cooking, and you know someone, family or friend, that, oh my gosh, she would love that, tag them. Yep, tag them in it. And then with the games, don't play the games, but cheer your guests on, because they're going to want to earn those tickets, as many tickets as they can get. So you can comment if you want to get the game going if nobody's playing, but definitely cheer them on. And then with the roll call post, once they reply and they say, like how they know you, you want to comment back and reply to them. And that's just all keeping them engaged right off the bat when the party starts. And then as soon as you add your guests to the closed group, you're going to want to make sure that you add a personal thank you. So I welcome them, and I thank them, but you as the host, you're going to want to thank them as well. And in that post, you can let them know when the party closes. You can let them know to watch for the fun games. Really anything that you want to say about, Pampered Chef, how you love the product. And then I will send you wording and an image to post usually about every day, maybe every other day during the party, just to keep guests engaged. So I will send you the wording. You just need to copy and paste, and I'll send you the graphic too. And if you look on the back of the catalog, you're going to see a chart. And on the back, that's the host reward chart. So you can see at $200 what you earn, $300, $400. You can't use the free product value you earn towards your half off or off of the 60% host special. Wonderful. And then as far as bookings, our goal is to get you 3 bookings so you get more products in the upcoming months. And did you know that you get 1 item at half off each time 1 guest orders? Or, one guest books. Right. So what will happen is during your party, our goal is to get you 3 bookings. So say somebody books in October, November, and December. When they have their party and when they reach 200 in guest sales, you get 1 item at half off. So when you're making out your wish list, your larger items that you want, try to keep 3 of them, set them aside. So when you get those bookings and they have their party, you'll be able to use those for half off. And if you get more than 3, that's awesome. And I'll ask you, I do add posts throughout the party. I will ask you throughout the party, like who you think would be interested in ordering. Everyone that places an order, I do ask them to book a show. And even if it's somebody at work, you can go ahead and, if you're not on the Facebook, ask them. They might be interested in booking a party from you. And then if you reach 700 in sales, I will give you a product valued at $25. And you can pick between the whipped cream maker or the microwave popcorn maker. And then if you reach $1,000 in sales, I'll give you a product that's valued at $50. I know, isn't that cool? Yes. And then in your host packet that I mailed out to you, I don't know if you looked at it yet, but there's an orange brochure and there was a Kit Credit coupon in the packet. I don't know if you've ever thought about doing something like Pampered Chef. Have you? Okay. Wonderful. So, right. So you can, if you want, if you like throughout the party what you're seeing, and you're excited that, hey, this is something that I can do, you could use the Kit Credit. And how the Kit Credit works is there's $25 and $50. So for instance, when you reach $300 in guest sales, you get $35 in a free product. Instead of taking that $35, you would use $25 of it for the Kit Credit, and then you would get $10. And then when you go online to sign up, that $25 is subtracted off of the price of the kit. So think about it through the party. If you have any questions, you can definitely let me know. I do have a virtual look and learn that will give you an idea about what the business is about. Right. And what I can do is I can add you to that when we have the next one, if it's something that you're interested in. And you know what? If you're not interested in the business at all, that orange brochure, think of someone that you know that could use extra income. Everybody nowadays can use extra income for something. Share the business opportunity with someone if you're not interested. I would really appreciate it. My sticker is on there. You can tell them about me, and they can contact me. Okay, super. Well, I'm excited to start your party. Thank you. Have a great day. Goodbye. Okay, so that is basically my host coaching call. And it's different every time. It just gives you an idea of what I say, how to get them excited. At the end, I do talk about the business. And a lot of times they might not be interested right away, but they go through their online party and they're like, you know what, this is something that I can do. So then at that point, I check in with them usually about, I don't know, halfway throughout the party, and bring up the business opportunity again. So in the beginning, I'm planting the seed, and then I follow up with them, plant another seed. And then if they decide at the end that they want to use the Kit Credit, then I just talk, through that with them again. All right, thank you. Hi, I have a host coach.
Okay. All right. So as you guys watched that video, what were some of the thoughts that you had?
I did get some ideas on how to speak to your host prior to your show to get her more involved. And also, that would help sales and stuff. So I did get a lot out of that, yes.
Good. What else, Raven, Tammy?
I think for me, listening to that and going through that with the host will also help. If they are interested in the business, then you've given them an opportunity to see how it works, because it's a lot of what we would do to help them out. So it makes it not so scary if they do, that is something they're interested in. They've already seen part of it.
Right.
So
right.
the matter of not being afraid to ask them, because you never know where your next opportunity is going to come from.
And what she did on that call, as far as with the business, is something you should be doing with every single host. Everyone. Okay, so if you have, 7, 8 parties, you should be talking with all 7 or 8 of your hosts, plus having some of those conversations with the people in your parties as well. Okay, because in the host coaching outline that she was talking about, she shared that as well. So what you can do is, you're not sending this to the host. This is what she had on her desk that you could see her looking at when she was on that phone. She had that host coaching list, so she knew, remembered what she needed to remind them of. And then you personally check it off. The host coaching checklist is not something you're sending them to do. It's what you're doing while you're on the phone with them. So you remember to talk about the business. So you remember how she talked about, our goal is to have 3 bookings. So imagine if every show that you had, you got 3 bookings from. So she physically said, be sure that you're tagging people throughout the week that may be interested in having a party. You get a 50% off item from their party. She's saying that before that host party even starts. She's telling them to pass the catalogs around to friends that are not on Facebook. Okay. The one thing that I do a little bit different than her is I tell my host 150 to 200 people instead of 100 people. Okay. So she does a little bit lower than I do on that. And also something that I do that she didn't mention that I tell my hosts is if I have several parties running at the same time, I take those hosts and I lump them into a group together. So I will, for like this month, for instance, I will name my group September Host Group. I will start a brand new group, and I will tell them when I call them that I'm going to be adding them to this group. Okay. And you're adding them. So the post that you're wanting them to post that she talked about every day, you're sending it to this group, and all of the hosts are seeing it at once rather than having to send it to each individual host. Okay. That makes it a lot easier. And once you get it, set up, I'm going to show you in a minute some of the posts that she does, because she actually shared every post that she does every day. So I do have access to those, so you can use those. You can use, several people on our team have different ones, but I can share with you the one that she has. I'm going to load it up into SendShare. So then if you want to take it from SendShare and put it into that host coaching group, you can do that. Okay. But that's a little bit different. And I loved her, I love the way that she talked about the business, and she already had that orange, the Orange Join Us brochure in there with the kit credit coupon. It's right in that packet, and it sounded to me like from that call that the host had been thinking about Pampered Chef, and so what if you never had mentioned that to the host, and here this whole time in the back of their head, they did already, the party hasn't even started yet, and she's already thinking, yeah, this is something I could possibly see myself doing. Okay. So from the very first call, you already mentioned that and said, let's watch it this week and see if it's something that you can see yourself. And then I like how she said, and if you decide it's not something for you, if you could pass it on to someone else that you think, brilliant. Instead of her just taking it and tossing it, if it ends up not being something she's interested in, then maybe she will hand it to someone and they can contact you. Okay. So I think that is such a great idea. I'm going to take that video and I'm going to post it on our team page with the checklist right underneath of it. So you guys can print off that checklist. You can watch that video however many times you need, so you can see her doing it again, and you can look at kind of the checklist if you want while she's doing it. So you're like, oh, that's what she says when she's talking about this. Oh, that's what she says. Okay. So you can go back and watch it again. It's just 11 minutes, so it doesn't take very long to watch. And I feel like if you guys would actually do this with your hosts, it is going to change your virtual parties. Because imagine that connection that you're already getting with your host by having this conversation with them. Okay. So I think it's a really really good thing. So, all right, so I'm going to show you some of the posts and stuff that she has next. So I'm going to share my screen again, and I'm going to walk you kind of through. Now you've had this host coaching, phone call with your hosts, what some of the posts look like that she's actually putting in her, well, it sounds like she just messages them individually. I personally add them all in a group together. So, I'm going to share this again. Okay. All right, so there's her host coaching call. And this looks like it's just a little invite that she is sending to her host that they can personally invite the guests to by texting or messaging it on Facebook. This is something that you could do even in Red Stamp. Is just add that as well. Why did I start getting? Can you guys hear that?
No.
Drives me nuts when I can hear myself repeating. Okay, now it stopped. So here is an example of day 2. In the morning or afternoon, send this to your host. Please post this in a closed group with the image below. Okay, so this is what the host is posting. Don't miss out on the early bird drawing. Okay, so this would be on day 2 of your pre-post. If you place your order before the party kicks off at Sunday at 8 o'clock, you'll be entered in the first drawing and get 50 tickets towards the grand prize drawing. Okay, so that's one of the first things she has her host do. Day 3, please post this in your closed group, which is meaning her party, because she obviously does groups, today with the image below. Check your notification settings so you're not missing out on any of the party posts or games. This post is so important because some people don't get the notifications because they don't have the settings set on Facebook correct. So on day 3 of the pre-post, she's sending them this, okay? Okay, on day 4, she says, please take a picture of your favorite Pampered Chef product and post it in the group. Tell your guests what you love about it and what you use it for. Ask them to post a picture of their favorite product too. Okay, so that's a good thing. Hello, host name. I don't know if you've checked your guest sales or not. You have blank amount in sales right now. So this is day 5. Okay, so this is a couple days into the actual party. Okay, can you please add a post today in the closed group with this picture telling your guests how easy and fun it is to host their own online party? I hope we can get you 3 bookings so you can get more on your wish list in the upcoming months. If they have 1 or 2 bookings already, then change the wording to say how many more they need. Okay, and so if you're doing it in a group together, you could say so-and-so already has 2 bookings, way to go. So-and-so already has 1 booking, way to go. You can kind of make it part of the challenge within that group. Okay, so here is another post on day 6 that she is doing. So this would be like 3 days into the actual party. So like on Tuesday. Please add the image below to your closed group. In the post, share with your guests what your favorite meal is to make. Ask them to share if they have a favorite too. If you have a favorite Pampered Chef recipe, you can share that too. I'd love to know what it is. Okay, so that gives them another one. Day 7 and 8, I have my host add a post the last 2 days reminding the guest of when the party closes. Okay, and this last thing here was her, this is her host coaching. I'll go ahead and show this to you real quick while we have this screen up. Let me move this aside. Okay, so it says, so this is what her host coaching checklist looks like. She talked very at the beginning about adding the graphic, adding to the personal Facebook wall a few days before the party. So this is the part that I would probably change, the 100 to, maybe 150 to 200. And then the rest is all here. So this is basically, and see how she has a circle? So you basically could do this with your host and just check it off. Now, this is another thing that I let my host play. So she puts on there, don't plan the games. I think it's supposed to say play. Can comment to get a game going if nobody's playing. I think I'm supposed to say play in the games. I let my host play in the games. I tell them that they're not going to be the winner, but I let them play because a lot of times they help get it growing. Okay, so here you can see is where she talks about the bookings, the sales, and then the kit credit is the last thing that she says to wrap it up. Okay, so I think that is good, and that is what I will post on the page. So, all right, so that is an example of, and I think all of these are good posts. What I like about hers, my golly great goodness, hold on. My two friends are talking like crazy here. What I like about hers is it's simple. I don't know if you guys noticed that. Let's stop sharing for a second. What do you guys think about the posts that she shared versus maybe some that you've done in the past? Anything you noticed different or something that you liked? I don't know how to turn off a group message. Do you hear the dinging every time it dings on my computer? I don't know how to turn it off. Does anyone know how to mute a group message from sounding? I'm just going to tell them to shut up. Anyone like the post that she did? Nobody? Nobody liked it?
I do like the posts that she did, and I think it does make them all the guests more active when the host is posting and commenting and liking things as well.
Mm-hmm. I like, because I've gotten a few different outlines before, honestly, and it is so many posts that it's like almost overwhelming for the host. Like, choose this, here's this option. If you don't like this option, go with this option, and it just seems to be where it's like, it's almost overload. Hers seems to be very simple, but I feel like the posts that she does have them post are good ideas. Like, show your favorite product and have your guests show that. Post your favorite recipe and have your guests.
Right.
It's like, it's real life participation. It's not just graphics, So I like the way that she does some of it versus some of the other host coaching ones that I've seen before. So I do like that. So I'm probably going to take hers and I'll load it into SendShare. And I'll post that on our team page as well. I'll probably put it in the pin post up by the outline, so you guys can find it there. So with the host coaching, I feel like having that first phone call, okay, is really important. You heard what she said. I mean, imagine. Okay, be honest. Do you guys personally message all of that information that she had on the phone with that host? Have you ever done that with a host? Okay, I haven't either. That's a lot of conversation, a lot of information. And like she said, when you pick up the phone and you actually call, they can hear your voice. They can hear the excitement. They can hear you talking, about the business. So I cannot repeat enough how important it is to have that call with your hosts, okay? And it's dropping the information about importance of having 3 bookings from their show. Okay, it's talking to them about the business from the very beginning. So it's not like at the end, oh, by the way, what do you think about joining my team or whatever. So I feel like it's really really good information. So do you guys have any questions at all about anything that you saw in the host coaching? Raven, do you have any questions? Tammy, Shayna? No?
I don't really have, this is kind of off of virtual parties, but I have 2 catalog parties coming up. So would you do the same for them?
You can, yes, absolutely. Especially,
Okay.
you would not believe how many additional shows. I've gotten cooking shows from catalog shows because I just mention it to my catalog host. Oh, by the way, if you get a booking, you get a half price item from their show,
Right.
Plus like one of them that I did, and she got me a booking like almost instantly. I said, I'll give you an extra 20 and free on your party, and you get a half price item at their party if you find someone. And she, like, within 2 hours said, okay, I have one. Here's so-and-so's information. She wants to do a party, in November. And I was like, sweet. So that's happened every single time I've asked my catalog host to do that. They have done it. So, so definitely talk with them about that and do the same kind of host coaching, because you know how you heard on her call where she said, don't just set it on the edge of your desk. That's what catalog shows do a lot. They physically set it on the edge of their desk and they don't ever actually pass the catalog along. So saying that to them is telling them, I don't want you just to take it at work and set it on the edge of your desk. I want you to take it, I want you to pass it around to your family, your neighbor, your friends, all that stuff. And I even would tell my virtual party hosts, see if you can get 5 outside orders from people that are not on Facebook. So that's, something that I kind of include in my host coaching is, give them a number of how many orders you'd like for them to get, because even if they come back with 2 or 3 outside orders that are not on Facebook, that's more than they would have had if you didn't mention it to them at all. So, I mean, you can give a goal, our goal, with our catalog show is at least $500,
Right.
So you can give them a number amount, as well. So.
Okay, thank
That's
you.
a good thing too. You're welcome. What were you saying, Raven? Oh, she's got to unmute herself.
Nothing. I just said I was sorry because we were doing spelling tests, so I just left myself muted.
Oh, gotcha.
But I really don't have any questions.
Okay, it all made sense.
That's why I was just shaking my head.
Gotcha. Tammy, you good with everything?
Yeah, I've actually.
What were you saying, Raven? You can finish. You're frozen anyways.
I actually have been. I've been using some of her host coaching stuff.
Have you said you've seen her do? Did you watch that video?
Yes.
Good. Awesome. Awesome. Tammy, do you have anything?
No.
Okay.
Pink pen broke.
Awesome. Okay. Well, I hope this was somewhat helpful information as you guys go forward. And I will, like I said, I'll post the link to her actual specific video of the host coaching with the template below, so you guys can print that off and start doing that, for your host coaching. And I really challenge you to really work with your hosts on that 3 booking thing. Okay? Because really challenge every single host that you have to get 3 bookings. What if they get 1 or 2? That's still bookings because they're trying for the 3. Okay? So I think that's a good way, to get more bookings in your virtual parties for sure. So, all right. Well, I appreciate you all being on the call this evening, and I hope you guys have a great evening.
Thank you.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.